In 1859, something was pulled from the ground that would change America forever. Not just how it worked, but what it valued. It wasn't gold, and it wasn't land. It was oil. What began as a breakthrough quickly became a dependency, fueling industry, powering expansion, and reshaping the nation's priorities. But as this new energy source rose, a deeper question emerged. Did this black liquid drive progress, or quietly replace something far more important? Freedom itself. Today we will talk about, in 1859, America discovered the fuel that replaced freedom. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The spark beneath the soil, 1859, and the birth of oil. In 1859, a quiet, yet revolutionary event unfolded in Titusville, when Edwin Drake successfully drilled the first commercial oil well. At the time, America was still grounded in agrarian traditions, where independence was tied to land ownership, manual labor, and localized economies. Energy needs were simple and fulfilled through wood, animal power, and small-scale coal use. Drake's discovery introduced petroleum as a concentrated, transportable, and highly efficient fuel source. Initially used for kerosene lighting, oil quickly proved far more versatile. This single breakthrough marked the beginning of a transformation that would extend far beyond industry. It would alter the very definition of autonomy and self-sufficiency in American life. 2. The end of local energy independence. Before petroleum, energy production was inherently local. Families gathered firewood, farmers relied on muscle and seasonal cycles, and communities functioned within natural limits. Oil disrupted this balance by centralizing energy production and distribution. Refineries emerged, pipelines expanded, and energy became something purchased rather than produced. This shift marked a subtle but profound change. Individuals no longer controlled their own energy sources. Instead, they became dependent on distant suppliers and emerging corporate structures. While this transition enabled rapid growth and innovation, it also distanced people from the means of sustaining themselves, gradually replacing self-reliance with systemic dependence. 3. Industrial expansion and the rise of corporate power. The late 19th century saw explosive industrial growth fueled by petroleum. Factories multiplied, cities expanded, and production reached unprecedented levels. Central to this transformation was John D. Rockefeller, whose company Standard Oil came to dominate the industry. By controlling refining processes, transportation networks, and pricing strategies, Standard Oil established a near monopoly. This concentration of power reshaped the American economy, raising critical questions about fairness and freedom. While consumers benefited from cheaper oil products, the dominance of a single corporation limited competition and placed immense control in the hands of a few. Economic independence began to erode as individuals and smaller businesses struggled to compete within a system increasingly controlled by industrial giants. 4. Oil as the engine of national growth and global influence. As the United States moved into the 20th century, oil became central not only to domestic growth, but also to international power. Railroads, steamships, and eventually mechanized agriculture all relied heavily on petroleum. The nation's ability to produce and control oil resources strengthened its global position, influencing trade, diplomacy, and military strategy. Access to oil became synonymous with national security. However, this reliance introduced new vulnerabilities. Protecting supply lines and securing foreign resources became priorities, sometimes leading to geopolitical tensions and conflicts. In this context, oil was not merely a resource, it was a strategic asset that shaped the direction of American policy and global engagement. 5. The automobile revolution and illusion of freedom. The early 20th century brought the automobile revolution, led by innovators like Henry Ford. Mass production made cars accessible to millions, transforming transportation and reshaping American culture. Highways stretched across the nation, suburbs expanded, and personal mobility became a defining feature of modern life. On the surface, this appeared to enhance freedom. People could travel where they wanted, when they wanted. Yet this newfound mobility was entirely dependent on oil. Every journey required fuel, tying individuals to a vast and complex energy network. What seemed like liberation was, in reality, a deeper integration into a system of dependency that few fully understood. 6. Environmental impact and the cost of progress. As oil consumption grew, its environmental consequences became increasingly apparent. Industrial emissions polluted air and water, oil spills damaged ecosystems, and reliance on fossil fuels contributed to long-term climate challenges. Early industrial expansion largely ignored these effects, prioritizing economic growth over environmental protection. Over time, however, the hidden costs of oil became undeniable. Communities near drilling sites and refineries often bore the brunt of pollution, raising concerns about environmental justice. The very resource that powered progress also imposed significant limitations on health, sustainability, and the future of the planet. This duality highlights the complex relationship between technological advancement and its unintended consequences. 7. Economic prosperity versus true autonomy. There is no denying that oil played a crucial role in America's economic rise. It enabled mass production, supported technological innovation, and improved living standards for millions. However, this prosperity came with a trade-off. The shift from self-sufficient livelihoods to wage-based economies meant that individuals became increasingly reliant on jobs, corporations, and global supply chains. Basic necessities, from transportation to electricity, depended on oil-driven systems. While people gained access to new opportunities and conveniences, they also lost a degree of control over their daily lives. The concept of freedom evolved, becoming less about independence and more about participation within a structured, energy-dependent society. 8. The legacy of 1859 and the search for a new future. The discovery of oil in 1859 set in motion a chain of events that continues to shape the modern world. It brought innovation, connectivity, and economic strength, but also introduced new forms of dependence and constraint. Today, as the world grapples with environmental challenges and seeks sustainable energy alternatives, the legacy of that first oil well remains deeply relevant. The story of oil is not just about fuel, it is about the balance between progress and independence. As new technologies emerge and societies reconsider their energy choices, the lessons of 1859 serve as a reminder that true freedom may depend not only on what powers our world,